will. Mr. Raccoon, the moon, and a big red balloon. One afternoon, the brothers, Bear and Lion, were playing music with their band and rehearsing some tunes when they noticed a raccoon move into their neighborhood. Maybe tomorrow we could meet a new neighbor and introduce ourselves, quipped the brothers. Good idea. Let's meet a new friend and offer him our help, Turtle responded. The next day, the brothers and their friends went to visit the raccoon. Along with them, they brought several gifts, including a book, a frosted chocolate cake, and a big red balloon. When the group arrived at the raccoon's house, he was in the front yard busily moving things around and scurrying about. Hello, Mr. Raccoon, greeted Bear and Lion. We've come to intro. I need that balloon, interrupted Mr. Raccoon as he stopped what he was doing and approached the brothers. The brothers laughed nervously. What a coincidence. We brought this big red balloon as a gift to welcome you to our neighborhood. But before the brothers could even finish their sentence, Mr. Raccoon snatched the balloon and tied the string to the top of a tent in his front yard. Mr. Raccoon, snapped Rabbit in a disapproving voice. Interrupting the brothers and snatching that balloon was very rude behavior. Perhaps in the future you ought to practice better manners, especially when meeting new friends. Mr. Raccoon looked a bit bewildered and replied, You're right, I will. I apologize for my rude behavior, but I'm under a lot of pressure because I've been extra busy working on a super special top secret scientific experiment. A super special top secret scientific experiment, repeated the crowd in hushed astonishment. Well, what kind of super special top secret scientific experiment is it? Asked Turtle as he passed out plates with thick slices of moist chocolate cake. Maybe we can help. Yeah, maybe we can help, offered the brothers. Yeah, maybe we can help, echoed the others in excitement. What kind of super special top secret scientific experiment is it? Mr. Raccoon looked up from eating his cake and answered, Since you guys are my new friends, I'll share some information with you. My super special top secret scientific experiment involves space travel. Space travel? awed the crowd as they marveled in glee. Yes, space travel, affirmed Mr. Raccoon as he finished eating. Now, if you would please excuse me, I must return to my work. Well, it was good to meet you, said the brothers. If you ever need any help, just ask. Thanks, I will, replied Mr. Raccoon. Hey, do you happen to have a cooler I could borrow? I'm traveling to space, and I may need to bring something to drink. Sure, Mr. Raccoon, grinned the brothers. You can borrow our cooler. We'll bring it over tomorrow. Monkey looked quite puzzled and questioned, But Mr. Raccoon, how are you going to travel to space? Mr. Raccoon smiled wide and beamed with pride. Even as we speak, I'm in the midst of converting my tent into a spaceship. A spaceship? Wowed the crowd in curious wonder. Yes, a spaceship, assured Mr. Raccoon. Monkey looked even more perplexed than interrogated. But Mr. Raccoon, why are you traveling to space? We'll talk more tomorrow, muttered Mr. Raccoon. Then without another word, Mr. Raccoon turned around and went back to work converting his tent into a spaceship. The next day, when the brothers and their friends went to visit Mr. Raccoon, he was on the roof working on a spaceship. What are you doing on the roof? The group called up to Mr. Raccoon. It's all part of my super special top secret scientific experiment. Did you bring me the cooler? Yes, we did, answered Brother Lion, holding up the cooler. Perfect, declared Mr. Raccoon. Put the cooler down next to the book you brought yesterday and leave me be. I have important business to attend to. Monkey seemed a bit flustered as he spoke. But Mr. Raccoon, you never told us why you're traveling to space. Mr. Raccoon stopped what he was doing and looked up toward the sky. I may only be a raccoon, but I want to accomplish my ambitions and fulfill my dreams. I'm traveling to space so I can look down on the earth and watch the sun rise from the moon. Now, if you would please excuse me, I have important business to attend to. Well, it was good to see you, grinned the brothers. If you ever need any help, just ask. Thanks, I will, replied Mr. Raccoon. Hey, do you happen to have a computer I can borrow? A computer? Questioned the brothers. Yes, a computer, affirmed Mr. Raccoon. I'm traveling to space, and I may need to bring a computer with buttons and flashing lights. Do you have a computer I could borrow? We don't usually lend out a computer, answered the brothers, because we're always using it. Is there some other way we can help? Mr. Raccoon seemed a bit disappointed. Well, I could really use a computer with buttons and flashing lights, but I could also use some combustible energy. Do you happen to have some combustible energy I could borrow? Combustible energy? Exclaimed the brothers in wonder. Yes, combustible energy, affirmed Mr. Raccoon. I'm traveling to space to watch the sun rise from the moon, and I'll need combustible energy to escape the Earth's gravitational pull. We can see if our Mother Owl has any combustible energy you could use, offered the brothers. Great idea, replied Mr. Raccoon with anticipation. Go get the combustible energy and hurry back because I want to make my voyage tonight. Tonight? Echoed the brothers. Yes, tonight, affirmed Mr. Raccoon. Then he turned around and continued his work. Later that evening, the brothers returned with their friends and Mother Owl to find Mr. Raccoon on the roof still developing his spaceship. Hello, Mr. Raccoon, greeted the brothers. We'd like to introduce you to a very important person. This is our beautiful Mother Owl. Where's the combustible energy? I don't see any combustible energy. Did you guys bring me the combustible energy? Interrupted Mr. Raccoon before the brothers could finish their introduction. Whoa, easy, Mr. Raccoon, snapped the brothers with disapproving voices. This is our beloved Mother Owl. She deserves to be treated with the utmost respect. Mother Owl made a great big smile, looked at the brothers and whispered, It's okay. Then she turned to Mr. Raccoon and her great big smile got even bigger. Now, Mr. Raccoon, Mother Owl comforted with a soothing and compassionate voice. Why do you need combustible energy? Mr. Raccoon held his head high and looked toward the dim and evening sky. I may only be a raccoon, but I want to accomplish my ambitions and fulfill my dreams. I need combustible energy so I can travel to space, look down on the earth, and watch the sun rise from the moon. Oh, so I see, pondered Mother Owl in calm reflection. Mr. Raccoon, Mother Owl continued, have you ever considered using your imagination and believing in faith so you can travel to space, look down on the earth, and watch the sun rise from the moon? Faith? Questioned Mr. Raccoon. Yes, faith, affirmed Mother Owl. Sometimes after we have given our very best and have done all we can possibly do, the only thing left is for us to believe in faith and trust that things will work out in the end. Mr. Raccoon, do you believe in faith? Mr. Raccoon stared off into the night sky while thinking long and hard. Yes, if that's what it takes to travel to space and watch the sun rise from the moon, then yes, I've given my best and have done all that I can possibly do. So I guess the only thing left is for me to use my imagination, believe in faith, and trust that things will work out in the end. I'm ready to make my voyage. Just let me grab the cooler. I'm traveling to space, and I may need to bring something to drink. Electricity pulsed through the crowd, and the brothers and their friends pleaded in a frenzy of excitement. Can we go too? Please do, encouraged Mr. Raccoon. There's nothing I'd enjoy more than sharing the greatest moment of my life with the people that have helped me the most. Then everyone closed their eyes, believed in faith, and imagined that they had traveled to space and were looking down on the earth while watching the sunrise from the moon. Then suddenly, everyone was back on the roof at morning's dawn, smiling, laughing, and talking about the remarkable phenomenon that had just happened. That's when Mr. Raccoon climbed to the top of his spaceship, untied the line to the big red balloon, and set it free. Thanks for the voyage! Mr. Raccoon shined with pride, waving goodbye to the big red balloon. I wish you well accomplishing your own journey. Just do your best, believe in faith, and trust things will work out in the end. During the rapture of the moment, Monkey looked quite confounded and questioned, That was absolutely incredible, but how do we know if what we experienced was actually true? Brother Lion's eyes dazzled with delight as he extended his hand. When we were up there, I knew because we believed enough to trust and faith, anything we imagined could become real. So I kneeled down and I took this rock here as a small souvenir. Bear and lion, and thanks, I will. Mr. Raccoon with the moon and a big red balloon. Available at sSsR8M.